In fact, I slept under that bridge first. That's the first place I ever had.
What was that first night when you realized that you couldn't stay where you were staying?
At that time, my attitude was, you know what? I'm tired. I just want to take a break. I'll try this for 6 months. You know? Okay, well, 6 months turned into 6 years real quick. You're looking for a job. You walk into somewhere with a big backpack on your back.
Yeah.
It just don't help, you know? You're stereotyped. So I enrolled in WATC up there at the North Campus. I was staying in this motel room and just wasn't prepared. As the day came and I had nothing career-oriented to wear. In fact, I went to the transit center down there downtown, and I sat there on the bench, and that bus came and parked right in front of me. And I had to make a decision right there. Do I show up like this and be remembered? Like, you know, the guy that showed it, because I'm gonna be the only one showing up like that.
Yeah.
You know, without your work boots, without jeans. Or do I just blow it off? And I thought in the long run.
So, Robert, I'm Greg, and just to be fair, you're okay to be on camera?
Yeah.
You're comfortable with that? Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure that people will know. So, Robert, tell me a little bit about what was it that in your life, because it seems like talking to different people that there's kind of a turning point in their life where everything's kind of going and then everything kind of collapses and they end up being homeless. What was your thing that kind of changed everything?
It would be first off, losing my, having to relinquish my rights to my child.
I see.
And well, see, and just before that, a couple years before that, let's see, yeah, 2 or 3, 4, 3, 8, no, about 5 years before that, I became allergic to coolants in the CNC machines, and that's all I did since 19 years old.
CNC, so you're talking about the
Machinist.
The machinist. Okay,
yeah.
So you were a machinist.
Aerospace
before.
stuff,
Okay.
and I grew up in Seattle.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Okay. So you did Boeing or one of those big ones.
Well, not at Boeing, but I did aerospace stuff that was farmed out,
Okay.
smaller shops, yeah. But then suddenly I was, 31. I was breaking out all over up my arms, and I still have it, little breakouts here and there because it's led to eczema. But I developed allergic dermatitis, right? Contact allergic dermatitis, that type of eczema, and it's a preservative that's found in lots of topical products.
Okay.
And it's prevalent in metalworking fluids.
And that was fluids that you get on your hands when you're working.
Yeah.
Okay.
The blue stuff they shoot on the cutters
Oh, okay.
in the machines, to keep it cool and to remove chips. Okay, then so not only I lost my son, my only son, a perfect carbon copy of me. I got what I wanted. Couldn't have been better, And then but you see, I used to have a drinking problem, and that's what led up to that. Well, then medical reasons wants to come along and kick my butt and rip my career out from under me. So I'm left hanging with
So
that.
that was more, you were trying to figure out what was wrong with you, and all these medical stuff started piling up, and
yeah,
kind of felt,
yeah. And when I did figure it out, it turns out I developed an allergy to something that's prevalent in machine shops. I can't work in a machine shop at all anymore because it's airborne. It settles on everything. So then 2000, and at that time, 2003, that's when I developed this allergy. That's when that came about. Okay, I'm getting my dates right. Yeah, because it was the same time we were splitting up. So that was pretty hard because it turns out stress really induces it.
Sure.
And I was a mess. And of course, I was still drinking through the time too, and plus breaking up from a relationship, an 8-year relationship. Through to 2010, I worked, a few different places here and there. I tried to stay away from machine shops, but I'd get back into because it was good money.
Yeah.
And I stayed, I managed to keep a roof over my head and stay off the streets until 2010, 11, and ended up losing that place, and that's when I went on the street, really. And was actually sleeping on the street and under. In fact, I slept under that bridge first. That's the first place I ever had. Right under that bridge over there.
What was that first night when you realized that you couldn't stay where you were staying and you had to go sleep outside?
You know, I was ready for it. I mean,
Ready
you know,
in
at
what
that
way,
time,
I guess
at that time, my attitude was, you know what? I'm tired of everything. I'm tired of having, you know, I just want to take a break from life. You know, I've worked every day since then, and I'll do this. I'll try this for 6 months. You know, okay, well, 6 months turned into 6 years real quick.
You were just kind of sick of trying to move forward, and everything's just kind of beating you down at the same time.
Yeah.
I can.
Yep.
I can see that.
And and you know, of course, my drinking wasn't helping matters at all, because you know, you stay stuck in that mental rut. You don't grow at all when you're sobbing over the same thing day after day after day. You know, and I finally, you know, today, I feel like, you know, I put it down quite a while ago. I haven't drank and I have no desire to. I can't remember the last time I was drunk, to be honest.
Well,
it's been 3 or 4 or 5 years. Yeah, but you know, it's like I drank the fun out of it. That's how I feel. You know, I think I finally had enough. And that is a real statement. You know, when you're in that bottle and it's foggy. You know, it's like that glass is like, you know, and you can't see yourself. You just can't see nothing.
It gives you blinders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, I kept drinking when I first got on the street, though. You know, because that passed the time, and it passed. You know, it helped cope with it. But you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, and being on the streets, you know, it's hard because you got to do something to pass the time. Really, because.
Is that a challenge being outside?
Yeah.
It's just the sheer magnitude of being. Because is there anyone like that you can, other than like some other people that you hang around with? There's not anybody who's like in the same town, or you guys are like really close per se. Not really. Okay.
No.
All right.
My family's out in Augusta, and my son went to my parents, and all the time I was on the street, I saw him in the holidays, and that was about it.
What's the most challenging? Because most people think of as like homeless stuff. It might be like just getting like food or shelter. What are some of the most challenging parts of your day? Is it trying to get food, or is it just trying to
every day
move from one person to a place to another, or what's the?
Oh gosh, I mean, it depends on your objectives. I mean, some people are just out there to kill. If you're just out there to kill time and get high or get a drink, you know, chasing that down, well, you know, but if you're trying to get off the street and make progress and do something productive, you know, it's having to carry all that crap with you, you know. When you're looking for a job, you walk into somewhere with a big backpack on your back.
Yeah.
It just don't help, you know. You're stereotyped.
Where are you kind of on that whole point of, because you said you had your ID, right? Like the basic stuff?
Yeah, it expired, but I still got my, yeah.
Okay.
I need to get that redone. Yeah, I can, you know, where I'm at right now is, you know, I make my money with little side jobs here and there, you know, rake up somebody's leaves, or, you know, things like that. Or you get on Craigslist, there's little odd jobs here and there, you know, things like that. I get by, but you know, I put in so many years to this career, and if I'm going to go to work again consistently and put time into it, you know, I'm going to start another career. I'm enforced in a career change.
Yeah, sure.
You know, and so, and I did this, and I got enrolled in school back in 2017. So I enrolled in WATC up there at the North Campus, and I had it all set up, right? But I was staying in this motel room, and just wasn't prepared. And the day came, and I had nothing career-oriented to wear there, you know. You know, so and the first 2 days were OSHA safety training, you know, and you can't show up in sandals and shorts.
So that was kind of, so you had gone through the whole process of enrolling and getting all that stuff figured out, but when the initial day come,
I wasn't ready.
you were just mentally you were there. Mentally you were there, but you just didn't have the right stuff. So what?
Well, because I wasn't prepared. I didn't make
Yeah.
sure I wasn't prepared. I went to the bus. In fact, I went to the the transit center down there downtown, and I sat there on the bench, and that bus came and parked right in front of me, and I had to make a decision right there, and it was hard. You know, do I show up like this and be remembered? Like, you know, the guy that showed it, because I'm going to be the only one showing up like that,
Yeah.
you know, without your work boots, without jeans. Or do I just blow it off? And I thought in the long run it'd be better if I blew it off, is what I decided. You know, rather than be remembered like that. Because I think that would have been, and at that time, that's how my thinking was. Now, I'm not sure how right I was, but I haven't been back to pursue it yet.
So as far as when you signed up, was there anything? Did they know you were homeless? You were homeless at the time, weren't you? Or did you
I was
So
homeless.
was there anything that, like, how did you end up picking that? Did you just go online and just fill out the form, or how did you end up going? Okay.
And I went to the library, did the financial aid online, and got that all cleared, and then just I made an appointment for one of their counselors up there,
Okay.
and went up there and talked to him, and got it all set up. Didn't have to tell them I was homeless, and they never asked. You know, I just gave them an address that I could receive mail at.
Your address. Okay.
Yeah, and because I figured that was none of their business. And yeah, and the day came, and it was August 17th for fall classes. I remember that. You know, that was the second hardest decision I've ever made in my life. The first one was when I was in courtroom, and the judge asked me if that's my final answer. Are you sure you want to relinquish your rights, or do you want to fight them?
Yeah.
Go to trial. Now, if I went to trial and I lost, then my right, I'd be deemed an unfit parent,
Okay. Okay.
as opposed to just relinquishing my rights, you know, to my parents. I don't know. It's easy, but it's not. You know, I mean,
As far as like staying homeless, I think.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. A big part of me wants to get productive again and be, you know, a productive member of society. But then I've had so much freedom. There's part of me that's afraid of losing another job, you know, and there's a part of me that's, you know, man, I don't know.
It's really that it's probably a challenge to kind of take that all on yourself, not to have someone that kind of works with you a little bit as you kind of step forward on the
Yeah,
stuff. Because your currently your mindset is always, I've been homeless for this long, and I mean, you talked about it when you sat on that bench and realizing that you wanted to make that change, but you didn't feel the part of making the change. You were there, but you weren't in the.
and I felt that I would do more damage. You know, it just wouldn't be. I mean, yeah, I'd be showing the effort, showing up anyway, no matter what I had to wear. You know,
Yeah.
but then again, in that kind of profession, you know better. You know, you know better. I don't know. Maybe it was a wrong decision, but I can always go back.
Where do you feel on that?
What?
What would be that change that would make you go back? What would be that thing that would make?
I don't know.
Is it you think is it more of a mindset now, or is it more of having the right, not so much clothes, but just feel like you're in the right spot, like you belong there?
Yeah.
It's more of kind of along those lines.
Yeah, the mindset like that. Yeah. Maybe there's part of me that doesn't feel I deserve it a little bit or something. I don't know. I don't know why I would feel that way, really. I mean, I put the time in, you know. I was a good machinist, you know. Had a knack for it, so I want to stay in metals. I figured, and I think I'd be a pretty good welder.